continue in some ways to grow. And at the same time, we lift up hope. We pray for goodness, for health, for joy, and for connection. Even though it has to happen in a different way, may we feel one another. May we feel the love. May we feel the new beginning that is upon us in such a short time. And Cantor and I have been working incredibly hard to bring you an amazingly meaningful High Holy Day season, and Jerry as well as our temple president, Stuart Sweet, and our board, and so many of you. So we hope that tonight will just give you a taste of some of the ways that you can get ready for the High Holy Days. And with that, I'm going to delve into a few specifics. You may want to have some notes or some paper nearby so you can take notes for yourself. We are recording this session, so if you don't want your face recorded, feel free to, turn your screen off, although we do love to see you. But we're recording this so people who aren't with us can watch it later and also learn about how to make the High Holy Days at home. So first thing we need to do is think about where we are going to celebrate the High Holy Days. Of course, normally we do it in our incredible sanctuary. This year, we're going to be doing it at home. So I invite you to think about where is a space that you can create a little bit of sacred space for yourself and your family. If you have family or children or a partner who will be with you, where might you do that? I want to suggest that if you have a larger screen, like a TV perhaps, that you consider plugging your computer in so that you can see things from that large screen from the TV in your living room, because you will be engaging in services, and the larger and more sacred you can make your space, the more it will feel like the High Holy Days for you. So for some people, that's planning where you're going to put your laptop, your iPad. You might consider lifting it up, seeing if you can get it onto your TV screen. The other thing to consider is, where are you going to place and sort of build this sacred space? As you know, because we've been doing services at home, my dining room table has become the bima in my house. And so you might want to consider choosing a really pretty tablecloth, maybe getting something new if you want, or cleaning and taking out something that you haven't used in a while. Consider what items you might want to put on that table near you where you'll be seeing services. Some might want to have pictures of family and loved ones, both those who can't be with you and those who have passed on, so that you feel their love surrounding you. And then think about what makes you feel happy, what makes you feel life. For me, it's always flowers and plants and growing things. So I have some samples on my table of little succulents and, a little flower bouquet that I created. Don't forget about the candles. Lighting candles is the way we bring in sacred time in the Erev of our holidays, in the evenings. So clean up some candlesticks, get some nice candles, put them on your table or on a pretty tray if your candles like to drip like mine do, and have them nearby. And lastly, I want you to consider maybe choosing a special holiday outfit. When we go to synagogue, we dress up for synagogue. It helps us to feel special and feel the sacredness of the day. And while Shabbat at home is often casual, and that's a huge blessing for many of us, the holidays sometimes are elevated by feeling special by what we put on our bodies. So I encourage you to dust off something nice that you have, something pretty. Some traditional communities will wear white for the entire holidays. Sometimes you purchase one new something to put on so that you can feel that newness and that energy. But I encourage you to do that because it helps us to bring the feeling, the sacredness that we get when we are all gathered together in our sanctuary. Now, Cantor's going to share with us.
Thank you, Rabbi. Can you all hear me all right? I'm trying to, okay.
We can hear you.
Okay, good. I had a little bit of some technical stuff going on, but I think we're good now. We also want you to start thinking about the best way that you will feel comfortable in following along with services. There are all kinds of options that we have, and it's possible to get the prayer book online. And we can give you more information about that. Some of it there, Rabbi is just holding up our Machzor, the Mishkan HaNefesh, the Rosh Hashanah High Holy Day prayer book that you are able to download online. But we know, and I know for myself too, that I really like to have the book in my hand. And if you don't have your own prayer book, if you haven't ordered your own in past years, we will have them on hand for you to borrow. We will lend them out from the temple, but you will need to call the office to reserve a copy. And we will give you all the information in terms of when and arrange for your chance to pick up your Machzor for Rosh Hashanah as well as for Yom Kippur. There are, as you know, 2 different ones. So that's one of the first things I wanted to mention. More ways for you to engage and prepare for the High Holy Days, of course, are any of the preparatory workshops that we've been offering, including our daily Elul offerings, our little bits of inspiration and encouragement that we've been posting on a daily basis. Today is the, let's see, which one? 20th?
20th.
I lost 20th of Elul, so we've got another 9 days to go. So if you have missed our Elul teachings, please try and take advantage of one or the other. Another very important thing to help you prepare, and it doesn't take much, but even if you're not one for journaling, we really encourage you to think about, this is one of the most important themes of the High Holy Days, to begin a list of those you want to ask forgiveness from and those you want to ask to be, yes, forgiven. Or if you feel that you may have hurt somebody, even with the slightest comment that perhaps they didn't even notice, but that is still bugging you, and make a note of that and take some time over the next couple of weeks. And you can also, the gates don't really close till the end of Sukkot, so there's plenty of time.
Don't tell them that's a secret. Just kidding.
But yes, we have, of course, the 10 days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, which are very important. But again, it's a very cathartic kind of action to take, to approach somebody directly, give them a phone call, and just say, if I hurt you in any way, I'm sorry. And one other heads up for our final day of Elul, which is going to be the 29th, both Rabbi and I will be on there together. We want to give you a heads up, however. Oops, I forgot to mention our Slichot services this coming Saturday night, which are going to be a joint collaboration with about 10 other congregations in the Pomona, Orange County area. Many of them have banded together in years past, and we're joining them this year. So it should be quite interesting and inspirational, I think. There will be a information as to how to get on the site. I think you have to register beforehand, but it just means putting your name in there so they know whom to expect. And finally,
you can RSVP to Judy in the office until we have that information. Forgive me, Cantor.
No problem. And yes, for the final day of Elul, I just wanted to mention that another very special project and suggestion that we have for you is to write a letter to yourself. To write a letter to yourself about where you are right now at this time for the coming year. What do you want? What do you want to get out of this next year? What do you want to be? Who do you want to be? What do you want to work on? Little goals, whatever they may be, a little letter to yourself, and then we invite you to send them sealed to the temple, and we will hold them for you until next year. And then we will redistribute them. And it's a lot of people have done this. It's a very, very special, powerful exercise that we encourage you to do. So take it away, Rabbi.
Thank you, Cantor. So if you may not have noticed, but there is a beautiful goodie bag right here, put together with much love and tons of thought and collaboration from many of our colleagues. And thanks to Pam and Judy and Karen Lehman at Sisterhood and Stuart Sweet and really so many people, we have this incredible goodie bag that is going to be ready for all of you for our Taste of the Holidays on September 17th. We are inviting you on September 17th, the day before Erev Rosh Hashanah, to come to the temple between 5 and 7 p.m. We will be doing a contactless high holiday experience, Taste of the Holidays. You will get to see from a safe distance some of the important people in our community. You'll get this incredible gift bag, which will help you to celebrate the holidays. And in a minute, I'll show you what's inside it. You'll get, if you're an SJL family, a special additional packet for children. And you will get to hear the sounds of the High Holy Days, hear the shofar, hear some of our incredible music, and see our beautiful faces. So we do hope that you will come and join us for that contactless, safe Taste of the High Holidays. And if you're unable to make that date, but you for sure, of course, you want to get this because it's going to help you celebrate the holidays, please be in touch with Judy in the office, and she will help figure out a way safely to get your package to you. So without further ado, let's see what's in here. Some of you know that for Erev Rosh Hashanah in this unprecedented year, we will be having a Rosh Hashanah Seder. Yes, I said Seder. No, it's not Passover. It is Rosh Hashanah. And a Rosh Hashanah Seder is a Sephardic tradition that has been around for a very long time. It's an opportunity for us to gather around our tables, whether it's you and your loved one, or you and your pet, or you and your entire family, and to offer blessings for the new year, to enjoy food and to enjoy one another's company. And many congregations throughout the country are doing Rosh Hashanah Seders this year. As the clergy discovered that we would all be at home, we decided it would be a wonderful way to kick off Rosh Hashanah. So in your goodie bag, we have some of the symbols of the Seder that we have provided for you. There are some other things that you may want to go out and purchase as well. And on our website, if it's not there already, in our High Holiday website, there will be a Rosh Hashanah Haggadah, a basically booklet, prayer book to use for the Seder that you can download or print out, whichever is your desire, and use during our Seder. So let me show you what's in here. There's a special note from Cantor and I with a very special gift on the top. I'm not going to ruin that, so I'll let you read that on your own. Fish are a symbol of fertility, also a symbol of well-being, of the head of the new year. So we've given you both goldfish as well as little Swedish fish to use when you do that part of the Seder. Of course, what Seder would be complete without some kosher honey and apples? None. So we've provided you with these beautiful little honey jars. For the young at heart and those that love sugar, we have caramel apple lollipops. Not to worry, if you don't like it, hold on to it and you can return it or give it to a small person who will definitely love it. We've provided you with a set of candles to use for one of the Erev holidays so that you can light them in your sacred space that you create. Pomegranates, as you can see on my table, I'm sorry I covered them up because a fly decided to join us over here. Pomegranates are a symbol also of all of the mitzvot that we as Jews try to do, and also of beginning and blessings. And so we've given you sparkling pomegranate juice to use for toasts and for the part of the blessings that involves pomegranates, but it's also almost pomegranate season. So feel free to go out to Trader Joe's and get some beautiful pomegranate seeds if you love them, or pick a pomegranate if you have one in your tree and bring it in to use it. They're my favorite symbol. These are ceramic from Israel, but they're definitely one of my favorites. And they say that in the Garden of Eden, it was actually a pomegranate, not an apple. We've given you some honest grape juice to use for kiddush. You don't have to drink it out of the little kitty pouch. You can pour it into a glass, but if you have little ones, they can drink it right out of here. We've also given you a yahrzeit candle, so you can light this on Yizkor when you think of your loved ones whom you are honoring at home. And thanks to Karen Lehman and Pause, we have a bag of duck food with a letter specifically from Karen and a DIY tashlich instructions inside so that you can make tashlich, our ceremony of casting off our sins, happen for you, whether in your backyard or going to a park that has perhaps, let's say, a ducky pond, or anywhere else that you feel safe doing that ritual. Also inside is our directory. our new directory, exciting and wonderful, so that we can all stay connected. We know how incredibly important this is right now. And I'm not sure if this one is going in or not. Stuart may be able to confirm it, that our book of memory, I'm not sure if that was mailed out ahead of time or if that's going in here, our book of memory for this year as well. You also should have received at home, or will be receiving at home, our Holy Days 2020 packet with all the information that you need. It's also on the website. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Stuart Sweet, Temple President Extraordinaire. It's all available digitally. And that is what you will be getting to take home for the High Holy Days this year at our Taste of the Holidays. Cantor, back to you.
Thank you, Rabbi. Just a few final reminders, but before I begin, I want to hand the ball over to Stuart because he is going to explain all that technical stuff.
Thank you very much, Cantor, and thank you so much for all of your hard work, and thank you, Rabbi, for all of your hard work. Every year is incredibly hard to make High Holy Days work, and this year I think 10 times as much. We are so lucky at Congregation Emmanuel to have the two of you. I just about 15 minutes ago got the information for the Slichot service. And the service itself is put on by the Jewish Federation of the San Gabriel and Pomona Valleys, and not by us, so things are a little bit different. If you go into the chat window, you'll see a link that will get you where you need to be. I'm going to put it in again if you give me just 1 second. So I know if you have already registered with Judy, I'll get that information. I'll take care of this for you. Or you can take care of it yourself by going to that link. And what you're going to see there is something that looks like this. Very simple. Fill out your first and last name. I ask you to use your real name, the email address that you use for Zoom, and then push that blue register button. And then if everything works out the way that they say it should, you will get an email link just before the meeting that says click here to enter. The folks at the Federation are very worried about security, and they don't have some of the excellent Zoom hosts that we do at Congregation Emmanuel watching the door, although sometimes weird things get through anyway. So I apologize for the gymnastics you'll have to go through. If this all sounds like too much, just go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Emmanuel Redlands. You do not have to be a Facebook member to do that. And you can watch the whole thing from there. There's some participatory stuff if you want to do it on Zoom. But if you don't want to do it, if it sounds like too much, just go to Facebook. I also want to mention, although Cantor already did, if you would like to have a copy of the High Holy Day Prayer Book, we will make it available to you. Please call Judy and we'll arrange for you to pick it up. And all we ask is that you treat these books as you would any other Torah or anything like that. Hold on to them, and when it's safe and when we're ready to return to our building, we'll ask you to bring them back. That's all for me. And once again, thank you so much to Rabbi Reznick and Cantor Bern-Vogel for all the hard work this time around.
Thank you, Stuart, again. So as I was just saying, just a few final reminders, and we encourage you to reach out to any family you may have, whether they're on this continent or another, whatever time zone, friends that you would like to invite to join any of our Zoom services or classes, of course. Just, if you do know names of others who may be joining us, perhaps just let us know so we know whom we might expect, but really do reach out, and especially within our community, we encourage you to try to reach out to one another, and especially if you know somebody may be alone at home, perhaps invite them to join you via Zoom for dinner or for the oneg. or for any of our celebrations that may be coming up. We are trying to reach out to everyone, but we also need your help as well. Again, when we are all on Zoom, it's another way to encourage one another. We have more of an opportunity to interact, to chat with one another, more so even than on Facebook. So the chat really works well in terms of connecting with one another. And one final reminder that we really are doing everything we can to help you create the most optimal spiritual experience that we can under these very limited and surreal circumstances this year. And so we also really want you to think about if you were in the sanctuary, I don't think you'd be eating a sandwich, certainly not on Yom Kippur, or getting up unless you're on call to get a phone call. We want you to have the most optimal experience as possible. So when you're on camera, just try to stay where you are. Eat beforehand or afterwards rather than in front of the camera while we're doing services. This is, of course, self-explanatory, but it can't help as a reminder, as well as for your friends who may be joining us. Of course, mute yourself if you're speaking with someone else at the same time. And again, these are pretty standard reminders, but just as when we're in the sanctuary, we have to remind people to turn off their cell phones, ours as well. So we urge you to do your part in helping to create this sacred space that we are looking forward to sharing with you.
Thank you, Cantor, and thank you for the reminder that together we keep this sacred and we make this sacred digital space. So we wanted to open it up to questions for all of you, because while Cantor and I have been planning this, you all haven't been there for the whole thing. Two points that I want to make before we open it up for questions. One, for our families and for our young families, I did mention before, you'll be getting a special separate bag of additional things to help you and your children engage during the holidays. We'll also be having a watch party on Zoom for our children's services for both Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah, or Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur at 3 p.m. on both of those days, but you can watch the services at a time that works for you and your families, of course. We're just trying to create a little community there with that watch party. We also forgot to mention that there are in-between classes as well. For the days in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, there are 4 weekdays that are not holidays, 4 or 5, I can't remember. Cantor, I don't have my calendar in front of me. Did you say 5? And so we will be having 5 different classes in those in-between classes each evening at 7 p.m. We'll learn from Rabbi Heather Miller, who a little bit of spiritual teaching. We will engage in learning about what the good doctor is and what compassionate medical care means from Dr. Phil Gold and Dr. Elizabeth Raskin. We will be hearing the sounds of the High Holy Days thanks to Jerry Ripley, a beautiful musical meditation, shall we say. And we will also be engaging in some meditation based on themes of the High Holy Days that are meaningful, compassion, love, and forgiveness, thanks to Dr. Fran Grace. So please do join us for those incredible experiences in the in-between days. We hope that it will help uplift all of us in a time that we desperately need it. So now we open it up for questions to all of you. If you would like to ask a question, you can unmute yourself and ask a question. I saw Deb waving her hand. Deb, you want to start us out? Or she was just saying hi. Okay.
I just am waving back to all the kids who keep waving.
Oh, love to all of them. We love them and we miss them. We miss all of you. Mwah. We just want to hug you, but we can't because we're trying to be safe.
Yes. So that's all.
Okay.
Well, actually, here's a question. Are these, like, for Rosh Hashanah, is it kind of an all-day event or a half-a-day event? I don't really know what it's going to look like.
Well, that's a great question, Deb. So our services, we have tried really hard to get them to a length that will be palatable for one while looking at a screen. So they'll definitely be much shorter than normally if we were together in the sanctuary. There'll also be a live aspect with sermons, and our temple president will be speaking to you. So we have sort of that engagement. I can't give you exact numbers, but I'll tell you that we've definitely kept in mind that we want you to be able to engage, but not to be overwhelmed and exhausted.
Excuse me, Deb, was your question regarding the Erev Rosh Hashanah Seder or the day?
No, I guess just, most of the time, normally on Rosh Hashanah, it's usually a morning, we're out usually by 1. I didn't know if this is like kind of check in and out throughout the day. I don't know what the day is going to look like. So is it?
It's actually a regular service.
Okay.
That we're starting at 10 o'clock, and we're having a Torah service, which will begin approximately 10:45.
Mm-hmm.
We have aliyahs and chanting all recorded, and final prayers and a shofar service. So it will take us to about 12 o'clock, 12:30, maybe sooner. I think maybe not that quite that long, but it's certainly not longer than our usual services. But it will follow a definite chronology.
Okay.
Thank you. I would like to point out, I really hope everybody will be there live. I really do, because there's a community aspect to it. But if it's impossible, the hope is to have replays available on our YouTube channel, which youtube.com/Emmanuel Redlands. So it'll be there for all posterity. And in case you are able to, or in case you're unable to be there on time, you'll still be able to participate.
But note that our sermons will also be live, and there'll be some live engagement as well.
I would like to follow up with Deb and Rabbi and Cantor. On Friday night in your little book, it says 5 o'clock live toasts, 5:30 Seder, 6:30 discussion group. Not that I'm a big eater, but when do I plan my dinner?
You can eat your dinner. Well, again, it depends on you. The reason we did that timing is we're trying to take into consideration everyone. Some people like to eat early before services. Some people like to eat after. You could eat after at the 6:30 time while in the discussion group, because that's really about community engagement. You can be sitting at your dining room table. The Seder also involves food. So you'll be...
The Seder is basically then the service?
Yes, the Seder is the service. So you may be picking up a date at one point and saying a blessing and eating it. So you'll be nibbling as you go.
The little fish, the jelly beans, or whatever.
I'm glad you clarified that the Seder is the service. So it's not like there's a regular other. Got it.
No, this year we're doing Erev Rosh Hashanah, a Rosh Hashanah Seder instead of a traditional service, because we are really trying to keep in mind that engaging with a screen is a lot more exhausting than and a different experience than being in person. So we're trying to make it as comfortable and engaging and communal as possible.
And I just want to add, contrary to what we said before, you can eat during the Seder because all of that from 6:30 to, wait a minute,
From 5:30 to 6:30.
Sorry, 5:30 to 6:30 is all pre-recorded segments of the Seder. So that's the perfect time for you to be eating.
Okay.
Any other questions that we have? Anything else we can clarify for you all? In terms of being prepared for the Seder also, when you get a chance, because I'm not sure if it's up yet, our Haggadah will be up. So go and take a look at it so you can think about what items you might want to have ready. You know, some apples, some special honey, maybe dates, pomegranates. There's, you might want a head of lettuce or a fish head if you're really adventurous, although we're providing you with some of those things. Leeks, green onions, there's all kinds of creative things that you can have on your table. Any other questions? And I can't see the chat box right now. So yes, Celia, go ahead.
It's a personal question, and rather than sending you an email, it'll be my first time going to the cemetery for Kever Avot, but I won't be going to San Bernardino. Do you have any prayers that you can either send me or point me in a direction that I can?
Absolutely, Celia. We're going to be doing our service at 9 a.m. that morning. So make sure you're with us for the service on Zoom.
On Zoom,
and,
okay.
And we will absolutely get you some of the prayers that you can bring. If you're not going to our cemetery, then you don't need to make any, appointment. If you are planning on going to our cemetery for...
I'll go to the one here. Sandy's
okay.
here.
Yeah. I'm just mentioning for others, if you are planning on visiting your loved ones who are buried at the Home of Eternity in our cemetery, you do need to make a reservation. Call the office, make a reservation with Judy. We're trying to be as safe as possible and keep our numbers down during the day and spread out the visits. But yes, Celia, we will get you some prayers. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Celia, I'll email that to you right now, but also you can go to emmanuelsb.org/HHD20, and there's a button where you can download Kever Avot prayers. They're also, I think, going to be in that bag that you pick up on the 17th.
Okay, thanks, Stuart. But Kever Avot's the 13th, isn't it?
Yeah, the service is on the 13th, correct.
That's this Sunday already, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
September is going fast. So
Yeah.
Slichot, the 12th, is this Saturday night, and Sunday morning is already Kever Avot.
Great.
Any other questions? I can't see the chat box, so if you're writing in there, Stuart or Cantor, perhaps you can lift that up because you're a little farther away so you could see the table. So if we don't have other questions, if you do think of one afterwards.
Leslie. Yeah.
Go ahead, Leslie.
And so the Kever Avot is the regular Emmanuel Zoom link, right?
Yes. Everything is our regular Emmanuel Zoom link except Slichot, which is Saturday night.
Right.
That's different because we're joining 10 other congregations and we're using the Federation's Zoom because they're sponsoring it. Anyone else?
And is everyone clear again on how you make an appointment to go to the cemetery? The sign up.
Okay, I'm going to take that as a yes, Cantor. Do you want to offer some beautiful music for us?
I just want to give us the folk melody, also known as the Hasidic, of one of our most important liturgical themes of the holidays. I would love to say, everyone unmute yourselves, but it's not always as successful as we'd like it. Maybe by the time we're done Zooming at the end of the year, we'll have it, they'll have it down. Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu Vanenu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu Vanenu, Ki Ein Banu Masim. Aseh imanu tzedakah v'chesed. Aseh imanu tzedakah v'chesed v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu. Now everybody unmute. Chanenu Vanenu. Avinu Malkeinu. Chanenu Vanenu. Ki Ein Banu Masim. Not bad.
Thank you. So, Emmanuel, we have already been through the worst of this. More people, unfortunately, have died this year than in the Blitz, which, if you don't know, was a German bombing campaign against the UK in London during World War II in 1941. We Jews deeply understand sorrow and pain and loss, and this year we hold one another together through that. And we, Emmanuel, will get through this together. I want you to know that we will get through this together. Human beings crave wholeness. Martin Seligman, who is the father of positive psychology, taught that when we imagine the letter C, our brains fill in the negative space to make it a complete circle. We crave wholeness. We have never been here before with the high holidays at home, but together we will create beautiful, meaningful, innovative, new high holiday experiences connected in our hearts with all of you from our homes. And we wish you an early Shana Tova Umetuka, an early good and sweet new year for all of you, for all of us, for our families, for our children, for our loved ones, for our world. And we can't wait to celebrate the holidays with you, everyone. So an early Shana Tova. Thank you for being with us tonight, and we hope to see you in all these exciting services coming up.
Good to see everyone tonight. And don't hesitate if you still have questions or anything we know, just be in touch.
And thank you, a huge thank you to Cantor, a huge thank you to Stuart Sweet, our temple president, and thank you to all of you for being here. Feel free to unmute yourselves if you want to say goodnight to everyone.
Hello for the good night.
Hello and
Hello and goodbye.
Hello, goodbye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night. We'll see you at
Good night, everyone.
Friday.
Hi.
Shana Tova.
I miss seeing all
Shana
the
Tova, I
kids.
miss you.
Oh, you kids are so cute. I miss you.
Shana Tova.
Shana Tova. See everyone later.
Shana
Bye-bye.
Tova, guys. Good to see you, Henry and Coco and Elizabeth. And B, I'm sure you're there.
All right. Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Thank you, Stuart. It's just us now.
It's just us now.
It's just us now.
Thank you, everyone. I'm going to go eat dinner.
Go
Mwah.
eat dinner.
B'te'avon.